Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. We will talk about the Premiership of Tun Abdul Razak, whereby we will explain about the bilateral relationship between Malaysia and other foreign countries, also Red Book and Green Book program.
Tun Abdul Razak is Malaysia's second Prime Minister. He is born in March 11, 1922 at Pekan, Pahang. He is a bright student, where he is offered a scholarship at Raffles College, Singapore. In 1947, he was offered a scholarship in law study from University in United Kingdom. In London, he had established an association for all students from Tanah Melayu, and he was appointed as the Secretary of Kesatuan Melayu, Great Britain. When he went back to Tanah Melayu, he was appointed as Timbalan Yang Dipertua UMNO in 1951. Then, in 1957, he was appointed as the Deputy Prime Minister. In 1970, he then was appointed as the Prime Minister. Bilateral relationship between Malaysia and China in Tun Abdul Razak era. Tun Abdul Razak was aware that the communist movement still exists and it would give an impact on the national political stability in Malaysia. When China initiated an open policy to establish relations between the other countries, Tun Razak took the opportunity to form a diplomatic relationship with China. His first visit to China was welcomed warmly by Chairman Mao Zedong and Prime Minister Zhou Enlai. Tun Abdul Razak had asked Chairman Mao's opinion on how to overcome the communist threat in Malaysia, to which the chairman replied, "You are legal, they are illegal. They will not dare to stand out. If your army does not approach them, there are no reason for them to attack you. Eventually, they will disappear." The chairman's statement had influenced Tun Razak's way of overcoming communist threat in Malaysia, where Tun took a softer way but effective compared to Tunku Abdul Rahman, who is firm in overcoming the communist threat.
I will explain about the bilateral relationship between Malaysia and Indonesia during the Tun Abdul Razak Premiership. Malaysia-Indonesia relations is the most important bilateral relationship in Southeast Asia. During period of 1961 until 1965, the relations between Malaysia and Indonesia were full with hostilities, confrontation, and conflict. The Malaysian Federation proposal by Tunku Abdul Rahman in May 1961 raised new issues and conflict in the Malaysia-Indonesia relations because, in the eyes of the President of the Indonesia, Sukarno, the Federation of Malaysia is a form of neo-colonialism. The effort to fix the relations started after Indonesia was under a new administration and a new leader, which is Suharto, and Adam Malik as the Foreign Minister of Indonesia. On 29 May 1966, Tun Abdul Razak led the Malaysia delegations to hold a negotiation with Adam Malik, who led the Indonesia delegations in Bangkok. After negotiating, Tun Abdul Razak and Adam Malik had come to a decision to end the confrontation with Malaysia. The conference in Bangkok not only fixed the relations, but they have come with a new ideas in which Tun Abdul Razak and Adam Malik announced a new step to create a greater regional cooperation between Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, and Thailand. On 11 August 1966, Tun Abdul Razak went to Jakarta to sign an agreement with Adam Malik to fix the relations between Malaysia and Indonesia. Touching about the relationship recovery between Malaysia and Indonesia, in Indonesia, there are a lot of parties that welcoming that recovery such as Kesatuan Aksi Mahasiswa Indonesia (KAMI) and other political parties. They also shout out the slogan like Hidup Malaysia and Hidup Tun Razak. To strengthen the relations, Adam Malik led a group consist of 45 people to Malaysia on 12 August 1966. At the same time, Tun Abdul Razak and his group returned to Malaysia, giving with celebrations heroes welcomes at Kuala Lumpur. On 29 September 1966, Indonesia officially joined United Nations again. At that time, Malaysia are very welcome with the participation of Indonesia in United Nations. During in the United Nations, Tun Abdul Razak said, "On behalf of my country, I wish to take this opportunity of extending a formal welcome back to these organizations of the delegation of Indonesia, whose wise counsel in our debates has always been available to this organization and which again will be available with fresh vigor and a new earnestness."
Assalamualaikum, my name is HASYA QAMARINA and I will represent about the Red Book Program. Red Book Program has launched on May 6, 1960 by Tun Abdul Razak, who was then the Deputy of Prime Minister of Malaysia and Minister of Rural Development. This book was launched for proposed rural development projects for each state in Malaysia. Development works are carried out through 3 stages, which is central level, state level and district levels. The Red Book Program contains of his instructions in the planning of development tasks including maps, reports on general plans, racial progress, and monetary policy in developing progress plan. Before a development can be implemented, evidence of it is clearly outlined in the forms of diagrams, including the maps of the district to be developed. Planning from the ground level is carried out by the District Committee on Rural Development formed throughout the state, taking into account that their proposed people. From this Red Book Program, it has proven the effectiveness of Tun Abdul Razak ideas that coincide with the country's current needs. In that, after 50 years of independence, the nation's development continued to be intensified for the well-being of Malaysia society.
Next is Green Book Program. In 1974, Malaysia's second Prime Minister Tun Abdul Razak Hussein launched the Green Book Program or Rancangan Buku Hijau as one of the measures to increase food production by encourage people to plant and grow their own food crops. He launched this Green Book on 20 December 1974 that among others focused on land plantation and livestock program to boost food production and increase the income of rural communities. When launching the Green Book Program in 1974, Malaysia's second Prime Minister Tun Abdul Razak Hussein said it was one of the positive steps to help public overcome problems caused by the inflation. The main objective of this program was to increase the food production by encourage people to plant and grow their own food crops. The Green Book has a dual aim of aiding those in rural environments who had been affected by the depression of rubber price and inflation, as well as listening in the countries depending on international commodity markets. Implemented in 1974, it aimed to make Malaysia self-sufficient agriculturally through subsidies and encourage farmers to increase their output. Green Book Plan and Country Food Policy, which was introduced since 1970 until now, still do not change problem in food sector faced by the country. This doesn't not mean country take granted for the food sector, but the boost in the country development in terms of industrialization set aside this activity. Pupils generally are not interested in agricultural activity, and even the existing farmer also become older. In addition, decreasing in suitable land for agricultural, unused land, high cost of production, outdated technology, and reduction in source of water complicated the situation. Country rice and paddy industry, which become backbones of the food security, face the same fate. Country still depends on rice from outside due to the policy and internal problem which until today are not consistent. Thus, In 1975, a Green Book plan was introduced with all the accoutrements of the Red Book plan. This time it's not to provide a development cover crops, instead it was literally meant to increase the cultivation and food production crops to meet the people needs of the nation. At the same time, this activity will increase the income of the rural people. It was thus hoped to reduce by the pressure of overwhelming inflation in the country, which had affected rural people badly. However, recently this program fell out as the country economies grew and people had more money. In conclusion, Tun Abdul Razak Hussein was a man of honor and integrity who not only fulfilled his duties sincerely, but also dedicated to the final hours of his life to the country. Tun Abdul Razak played an important role in re-establishing the public identity of Malayan, as he was also closely involved in the formation of Malaysia and its reconciliation with Indonesia. Due to his contribution to the Malaysia and the public, especially in development, he is also known as the father of development. On the other hand, he also established agencies such as the Federal Land Development Authority, Malayan Industrial Development Finance, and Council of Indigenous People Trust. Furthermore, he changed Malaysia's socio-economic landscape through the new economic policy during his premiership. This new economic policy was aiming at eliminating poverty and restructuring society by focusing not only on rural development but also on education. He was an effective administrator and known for his contribution to rural development and social justice. Thank you.